Hello and welcome to this Breathwork for Ordinary People session. It's a very special session because it is the Aries new moon and a solar eclipse. So I don't know if you noticed it. Here in Scotland, of course, it was raining, so there was no clear sky for us to actually see the sun. And it was around about, what were they saying, about 42% covered by the moon. But it needs to have about 80% coverage for you to actually notice a discernible darkening of the skies. So I actually think it was darker yesterday when we went into a crazy rainstorm. At one point I had sunglasses on, and then the next thing I needed a head torch. It was it was so dark. But certainly this morning I didn't see anything, but just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. You can probably still feel the effects. It's been an interesting season. There has been a number of eclipses, and I think this is the last eclipse we're going to have for a wee while. We've had some lunar eclipses and solar eclipses, and they've been more visible in different parts of the world than the UK, for example. But we've also had a number of retrograde planets. So it's been a time of change, effectively. I think what we also have to remember that Aries is the first sign of the astrological calendar. So this is the start of the astrological new year, if you like. And the Aries energy is quite a fiery energy. My dad was an Aries, and there was quite a lot of fire. And I am an air sign in my sun sign. I'm Aquarius, and we used to butt heads quite a lot. But him being an Aries, he butted heads with almost every other astrological sign, to be honest. Those Aries people are fiery. So there's going to be a bit of fire, a bit of in the air. I don't know how else to describe it. And I wanted to share a couple of things that I had found. I've also got at the end of our session some journal prompts that I would recommend you pause the recording or stop the recording and take a little bit of time to journal. This, as I say, is the start of the astrological new year. So what I'd like you to do is sort of think about what you're releasing, what you're giving to the fire to let it change and transform. So before I talk to you, actually, I do want to point out that a lot of the times when I do these breathwork rituals, in order to make them more ritualistic, I light a candle. And a candle is particularly important when we're thinking about a fire sign. So I've got my candle here. It's actually an Irish candle. And it's called Home, which I just thought was lovely, because what we're going to be doing in this session, the company that makes it is called Folk, and I think Field Day. So it's a County Down small company, and they make scents all based on really Northern Irish and Irish scents and Irish herbs and things like that. So I just think it's a lovely story. What I would suggest, though, is that you choose a candle that the scent is evocative for you. And ideally, a scented candle is great because our scent receptors are so close to our memory receptors that these scents will bring up different memories, different things that you can then sort of release. And then every time you light the candle, you can be brought back to this time of releasing what no longer serves you and stepping forward into this new astrological year. So I've got my candle lit, and I recommend that you do the same. I should have actually said bring a candle with you. I also recommend that you have a glass of water. So because we're going to do our breathwork techniques, and oftentimes it's a breath that's a mouth breathing breath, and it can make you feel a little dehydrated, and so the water is going to help to ground you. So anyway, I'll sort of talk about that a little bit later. So what I wanted to talk about was this solar eclipse. So this is the second eclipse of the season in Aries, which brings fresh energy and signals powerful planetary shifts. So while Aries inspires bold new beginnings, Mars in Cancer, and remember I said there were a couple of planets in retrograde, we've got Mercury and Venus, these suggest that we actually may need to pause and reflect before we move forward. So this solar eclipse invites you to embrace transformation, but do it with patience. Actually take time to do the journaling, to see what it is that you want to release, to see where it is that you want to step forward to. And a lot of what we're actually going to do today, and part of the breathwork thing as well, is to ground us. I think it's really important because that fire energy can bring a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. But in order to sort of really embody the ideas that we have, we want to be strongly grounded in our bodies. So we will do a little bit of movement, and we will also do 2 breathwork techniques. One of them is a more activating breathwork technique called conscious connected breathwork. And conscious connected breathing or conscious connected breathwork is that circular breath that helps to release energy and anxiety. We're then going to move from that into a breathwork technique called the physiological sigh. And what the physiological sigh does is it really helps you to release anxiety. I think sometimes we get confused between anxiety and excitement. We have a tendency, if our nervous system is dysregulated, to see anything new as anxiety inducing rather than excitement inducing. And so to do these 2 breathwork techniques will really help us to ground our body, to bring the nervous system back into a state of rest and digest, the parasympathetic nervous system, and just allow us to feel a little bit, more grounded, more ready to step forward into the next season for us. So I think it's going to be an interesting time. Drinking water helps to ground you as well. Of course, we've got other things like actually physically grounding yourself. So going out and putting your feet on the grass, ideally grass as opposed to tarmac, connecting with the earth, hugging a tree, bringing yourself back into center and reminding yourself that you, like the trees, are part of nature. So when you're grounded in your body, it allows you to really look at the journaling and get excited about it as opposed to getting anxious about it. It also allows you to really embody the changes that you want to make. And I think that's really important because, again, being an air sign, I have a tendency to be very much in my head, and I need the grounding energy and the connection to my body in order to actually take the ideas that I have and make them manifest, make them real. So we've got this new cycle. It's beckoning us. So let's get into it. We're going to do a little bit of movement, these 2 breathwork techniques, and then big glass of water and some journaling. I'm going to recommend that you take about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however long you've got, even if it's 2 minutes to write a couple of sentences, and maybe a nice song to listen to that will just sort of help you to make plans for things. By the way, I journal quite a bit, and then I hold on to them. Sometimes I burn them, the thoughts, and again, there's a little bit about if you take your wishes and you change the state of them from paper into ashes and smoke, that you are actually helping to manifest and really bring to reality whatever your thoughts and wishes are. But a lot of the times I actually take my journal. I don't read it like in the next couple of days. I tend to just hold on to it, and then maybe at a different time of the cycle of the, you know, the lunar cycle, I might actually start to go over some of the journaling prompts and some of the things that I've written to see, like what energy I was in, you know. So there's lots of things you can do with that, but journaling is a really good grounding tool as well. But moving our bodies and breathing is the first part of grounding that we're going to do today. So I want you to sit in not a comfortable seat, okay? I don't want you to be sitting on the sofa and sort of slumping. I want you to sit up more on like a dining table chair, an office chair, something that you can ground your feet, your hips into the chair, and you can have your feet in front of you. You can also sit on a yoga mat, a bolster, you know, the floor, and let your hips be grounded into the floor, the ground itself, and you can sit whatever way is comfortable for you. It might be cross-legged, it might be the legs straight out, it might actually be kneeling. Some people actually find kneeling really comfortable. I don't. I used to, but not anymore. But you can also just do this sitting in a chair. So I'm going to be doing it in a chair. My feet are about hip distance apart and planted into the floor. I'm not sitting with my legs crossed or anything like that. I've got my hands, no matter where you're sitting, your hands can just rest on your lap, palms up or down, doesn't matter. I'm going to just try and switch off this, all my notifications. They're all beeping and dinging and pinging, so hopefully they're not too distracting. But this is the joys of working with technology, isn't it? This is another reason why we need to ground ourselves. So my feet are hip distance apart. My hips are obviously hip distance apart. My knees have a little bit of space between them as well, and my hands are just resting on my lap. Palms can be up or down, whatever feels right for you today. When I would be teaching this in yoga, I always say the palms up is a very receptive pose. The palms down is more grounding. So again, a lot of what we're doing today is about grounding. So I have my palms down, resting on my lap. Shoulders back and down, give them a little sort of shake and a shimmy. And we're going to start with one of my favorite things, which is orienting to your space. So this is a nervous system thing. You're going to be turning your head and taking your eyes with you and just having a look slowly around the room. So you're looking, not by the way to look whether, you know, the house is tidy or not, but you're looking at the walls, the windows, the doors, the floor, the ceiling, and you are allowing yourself to go, yeah, this is where I am in space. Your nervous system is going, okay, this is okay. I'm able to relax. I'm able to let go of that fight or flight response. So we're just turning the head and looking around. As we turn the head, the vagus nerve, which connects from our brain all the way down through our organs, right down into our gut, we are actually activating the vagus nerve by turning the head, turning the neck. So this looking up and down is really, really beneficial for that nerve and helping you to come back into that lovely state of relaxation. So there we go. We can see everything around us. We know where we are. We're safe. We're comfortable. Great. So now we're going to do a little bit more head turning. We're going to do it with our breath. You can breathe through your nose or your mouth, whatever works for you. And all we're doing is as you breathe out, you're going to bring your chin down towards your chest. As you breathe in, the head lifts and we look up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, that head travels slowly back down, chin towards the chest. Feel the back of the neck lengthening. Good. Inhale, head lifts, face looks up, eyes look up. Breathe out, chin slowly back down to the chest. Good. We'll do one more. So we're going to inhale, look up. Let the head lift up, let the throat stretch. And as you exhale, bring your head back to center. So you're just looking forward. Good. This time we're going to drop one ear down to your shoulder. Doesn't matter which side, but you're just going to, we're going to go to each side. So you're going to exhale as your head comes down. And then we're going to inhale as the head lifts up to center. And then slowly exhale and drop the other ear down to the shoulder. Good. Inhale, the head lifts. Exhale, the ear drops down. That's it. Inhale, head lifts. Exhale, the ear drops down. Notice it's the head moving, not the shoulders. Inhale, head lifts. Exhale, head tilts. Good. Inhale, head lifts. Exhale, head tilts. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Inhale, head lifts. Exhale, head tilts. I'll do one more side. Inhale, head lifts. Exhale, head tilts. Good. Inhale, let's lift that head back up to center. This time we're going to turn the head to one side as we inhale. And we're going to do this one quite fast because you're going to exhale and turn the head to the other side, all the way over to the other side. Good. So it's a slower breath perhaps. Inhale as the head turns to the first side. Take your time. Slow the breath rather than speed up the movement. Exhale, turn the head to the other side. Good. Inhale, the head turns. We look to one side. Exhale, and the head turns to the other side. Good. We're going to add the body to this. So we're going to inhale, the head turns, and you're going to turn your body as well. So you're sort of looking behind you. Exhale, stay here. See if you can just twist a little deeper. Good. And then inhale back to the front. Exhale over to the other side. Stay here. That's it. Inhale. As you exhale, see if you can go a little deeper. Good. And then inhale back to center. Good. So we're not just turning the neck at that point, we're actually twisting the whole body. And we can do this in two ways as well. We can actually do it, we're going to do it a little bit more with the breath. So you can just keep your hands where they are, or you can try this. You're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist to one side and the hands come down. My arm's just waving behind me. Inhale, arms up, back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, arms up, body centered. Exhale, twist. Well done. Inhale, arms up, body centered. Exhale, twist. Good. Inhale, lift those arms, center the body. Exhale, twist. Well done. Let's inhale, lift the arms up again. Feel the spine lifting up and lengthening. We're going to exhale and we're going to just have a little tilt over to one side. Inhale up to center and exhale, tilt over to the other side. So we're trying to create a little bit of space here in the side body. Inhale up, exhale, bend over. Good. Inhale up, exhale, bend. Nice. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. We're going to stay here. Let the sort of bottom arm hang down. Bend the top arm. Take your hand behind your head and turn your head to look up past your underarm, past your elbow, up towards the ceiling. Please make sure you're breathing here. That's it. Really creating space and getting a nice stretch into the lymph nodes here in the underarm. Good. And again, that little twist to the neck is working that vagus nerve. Well done. Let's take the arms long again. We're going to inhale up and we're going to go to the other side. Exhale. Bottom arm just drops down. You can rest it on your lap. Top arm, you're going to bend the elbow, hand behind your head and turn that head, trying to look past your underarm, past your elbow, up towards the ceiling. Now, if you can only see your underarm or your tricep area, you need to try and pull the elbow back, which again stretches into the underarm area a little bit more and gets that lymph moving. And we want the lymph to move because it doesn't have a heart to move it. So we need movement and breath to help it move around the body. Good, well done. Let's take those arms long again. We're going to inhale up, and then we're going to slowly take the arms out to the sides. Okay, we're going to stretch them out to the sides. I'm going to go over a little bit so you can see. I promise I'm doing it with both arms, but you can see one arm. All we're doing, she says, is we're going to point the fingers up, and you're going to push 2 walls away with your hands. Then you're going to take the hands down, so the fingers point down. Inhale, palms away, fingers point up. Exhale, palms towards you, fingers point down. Good. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Take the arms back to center. Little circle. Oh, that's a bit of a doozy. That's it. Just about 3, 2, and 1 more time, then change direction. Small circles, just like we're circling the size of about a tennis ball. And again, just another 3, 2, and 1, and then let those arms drop down. You should be feeling quite a bit of tension in those shoulders, but hopefully when we relax the arms down, that tension just drains away. And instead of the shoulders being up here, wearing them as earrings, they've dropped right down. And if they haven't, deliberately wiggle and jiggle them and let the shoulder blades come down your back. That's it. And let the tops of the shoulders move away from the head, away from the ears. Good. With the hands on the thighs, we're going to do a little seated cat and cow. So we're going to begin to move our body, our spine, in 2 different directions. So as we inhale, the chest lifts, the chin lifts, the lower back arches a little bit. And as we exhale, we round back so the shoulders can lift at this point. Chin comes in, belly pulls in. Good. Inhale, head lifts, chest opens. Exhale, round back. Now you could even turn away from the screen. Close your eyes and just feel into the movement in the body. Good. So this is the same for those who go to yoga or Pilates or really any movement. This is the same as that all fours cat and cow, but it's a lot more accessible. You're not having to get down on all fours. You can actually just do this where you're seated. And I even do this when I'm stuck at traffic lights. I give my back a little movement. So I'm doing it in the car, you know. I don't close my eyes. Okay, when I'm doing it that way. That's it. So just feel into it. Let the spine really move. Let the ribs and the chest and the lungs, most importantly, open a little bit more. Well done. We're going to come back to centered, so the body's neither too forward nor too rounded, and you're just finding yourself in that sort of Goldilocks position where everything is just right. From here, we're going to do a little pelvic circle. Okay, so we're allowing our body to go in a little spiral, a little circle. Good. That's it. Just really helping to ground into those hips. Nice. And then change direction. Good. That's it. So if you are sitting on the floor, feeling the hips into the floor. If you're sitting on a chair, this is why you don't want too comfortable a chair. You actually want to feel your hips into the seat. That's it. And then we allow that circle to get smaller and smaller and smaller until we come to a point of stillness. From here, give the toes a little wiggle, give the fingers a little wiggle, let the shoulders stay relaxed, give the whole body a wee bit of a shimmy. And we're going to start our first breathwork technique. So I'll describe it to you. I'm going to put some music on and I want you just to breathe with the music. But it is a 2 inhale breath and 1 exhale. And everything is done through the mouth. Now, we're going to do it seated, but if you want, certainly when we're doing a longer practice, this is probably better lying down. But because I didn't tell you to lie down or have space to lie down, you don't have to do that. But if you've got the space and the time, then take yourself to lying down. Otherwise, we're trying it seated. It's exactly the same. I think when you lie down, you can release a little bit more because you're not concerned about falling about. We are going to close the eyes as long as that feels safe and comfortable. If it doesn't, just a reminder, by the way, you're not recorded here, so there's nobody watching you other than me. And, it is safe for you to close your eyes. But if it doesn't feel comfortable, rather than look out, draw your attention inward. So instead of looking at the screen, look down towards your legs. Look down at that little bit of space around your body and just allow your focus and your attention to remain inward. Okay. So from here, eyes closed or attention drawn inward, the mouth, the jaw relaxes. And you're going to inhale through an open mouth for 2 breaths in and then exhale out the mouth. And it's quite a passive exhale. So it's an active inhale, 2 deliberate inhales and a passive exhale. There's no space or gaps or holding the breath between cycles. It's just this continuous circle of breath. So it's into the heart, into the belly, out. Hopefully the mic is picking up that sound. It doesn't need to be as noisy as that. And if at any point it feels uncomfortable, close the mouth, but keep the breath going through the nose instead. The nose will not have quite the same releasing or activating experience for you, but it can be a really, still a really nice grounding process. So wherever you are, I want you again to draw that attention inwards and to start that breath for me now. Keep going. I'm going to play some music. Yourself to have this experience. Two inhales, one exhale. just keep breathing. Music is going to fade out and another song will come in, and we're going to just keep that breath going. That lovely circular breathing, in for 2 and out for 1. Active on your inhale, passive on the exhale. Keep breathing. If you notice any tingling in your fingers or feet, that's okay. It's perfectly normal, perfectly natural. Just keep breathing. As you continue to breathe, these reactions will sort of regulate themselves. But if it feels too much and it just makes you feel a little bit strange, change from that mouth breathing into the nose breathing. But again, 2 inhales, 1 exhale. Allow the music guide you. To help keep that energy up. Keep your mind focused on the breath. Keep this breathing going for about another 3 minutes. Don't worry. worry, I'm keeping my eye on the time. You just keep your attention on your breath. Keep that circular breath going. 2 inhales, 1 passive exhale. Here we go into our last song. Keep going. We are into our last minute of this breath. One more round of this breath. And then allow the mouth to close. Allow the breath to come in and out through the nose. Notice how this mouth breathing has made you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. It's quite a strong breath. So we're just giving ourselves time to release it, to relax it. Good. From here, keeping the eyes closed, keeping the attention inwards, we are going to move into our second breathwork technique, which is called physiological breathing. Now, this physiological breathing or physiological sigh is actually the same breath pattern. We're going to take 2 inhales and an exhale. But the difference here is that the exhale is active. The inhales as well are through the nose and the exhale is out the mouth. So it's like you're sighing out. You're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, then top it up with another breath, and then, I mean, I'm making a noisy sigh. It doesn't have to have sound attached to it, but a big, slow, deep, active sigh out. So it's an inhale through the nose, followed by another inhale to top up, and a big sigh out. This physiological sigh is really, really good to help lower stress almost instantly, to really help with anxiety, to restore those feelings of calm, and to ground you very deeply. So we're going to do this one for about 3 minutes, okay? And just, again, keeping the eyes closed or that attention inwards. If you're lying down, stay lying down, but then just do the breath. No music for this one, just breathe here. The first inhale helps to draw that air into the lungs. The second inhale really helps to reinflate some of the lobes of the lungs that may have not activated on that first inhale. And then that big sigh out is releasing carbon dioxide. It is the buildup of carbon dioxide in the body that actually stimulates the body to take the next breath in. So that slow, deep sigh out really helps to encourage the body to bring more oxygenated air in, and this changes into more oxygenated blood running through your body. So it's such an important and really simple breathwork technique. If you were to do this for about 3 to 5 minutes every day, perhaps when you are driving home from work, or when the kids are being particularly challenging, this is such a good breath just to ground you, to release that anxiety, release the stress. Just, what we used to talk about, taking a deep breath in and then maybe counting to 10. There's no breath holding though. We're just slowing the breath out, sighing the breath out, lengthening the breath out, and that helps to bring us into that parasympathetic nervous system, that lovely rest and digest. Good. We've got 1 more minute of this breath, so enjoy it. Take 1 more physiological sigh for me. And then just let your body return to normal breathing, ideally in and out through the nose. And once again, just notice how the breath feels now compared to how you felt at the very start of this, or before we even started the practice. Hopefully you're feeling like your breath is deeper, longer, slower, more deliberate. Notice as well how you feel, not just physically, but actually mentally, emotionally. Notice if there are now spaces between the thoughts, or if the volume on the anxiety has been turned right down. There's no need to turn it back up again. Let's keep it there. Know that you can do either of these breath techniques whenever you wish. Come back to this practice and do these breathwork techniques. But at this stage, we are just taking our time, feeling into our bodies, feeling into our minds. Noticing what we're noticing, not judging, just noticing. And then slowly and gently, we are going to widen our field of attention, beginning to blink the eyes open if they have been closed, beginning to lift the gaze up if you've been looking down. If your glass of water is close at hand, please grab it and take a big drink of water now. And we are talking about a full glass of water. Don't forget, our bodies need water and our nervous system needs water. It really helps to conduct the nerve impulses and move them around the body. So we are often chronically sleep deprived, chronically anxious, chronically dehydrated. And if we drank more, breathed more, we'd find that our sleep would improve. And when our sleep improves, everything else in our lives improves as well. So you don't have to gulp this big glass of water all down in one. Do sip at it for the next wee while. Keep drinking water. Hopefully you haven't a big night planned. Try not to drink any alcohol for the next sort of 24 hours because, again, that dehydrates you and you want to stay as hydrated as possible. I'm going to give you your journal cues, but what you can do is, just take a few moments now, put on a song that you like, and just write a few lines on anything that came up. It can be very interesting, the conscious connected breathwork, particularly what things come up to be released. So that's what you're going to be journaling on, what you're releasing. I want you to think about where you are playing small, where you are hiding your light, and where you can allow, if we're thinking about an eclipse, that the light is hidden, where you have been allowing yourself to be eclipsed. Okay, we've come through the other side of the eclipse now. Let your light shine. So I want you to think about what beliefs you want to leave behind, what thoughts are no longer serving you, what emotions or feelings you want to let go of now. And remember that thoughts are just thoughts. They are not truths. They're thoughts. So let them be thoughts. Scribble them down, scribble them out, burn them if you wish, or hold on to them and have a read of them at some other stage. But this is about you letting them go and just getting them out of your head so that you're not ruminating on them. I also want you to do this so that you become really crystal clear on what it is that you want to call in for. I've talked about that this is our new astrological year. So, what is it that you want to bring now, not just to this next lunar cycle, but to this next year? What is it you would like? I want you to think about this not just in words, but actually embodied certainty. Feel it in your body. How would that feel to get what it is you want? A lot of the times, that we think we want loads of money, but actually what we want is security, or we want freedom, and money can bring both. It's not about what you have or what you do, it's really about what you be. So have a think and maybe have a little write about how you want to feel, what you want to be, what you want to bring into your life. I also recommend that you speak it out loud. That is helping to really ground it into your body. Now, you don't have to speak it to anyone. Writing it down and reading it out just to yourself can really give you that energy of this is already mine. Rather than I hope it happens, it's actually already yours. So this is a very simple practice. We're releasing what we're releasing. We're noticed what we noticed. And now we're calling in our new energy for the new year. So I am going to choose a song. I haven't decided yet. I'll just go probably onto YouTube and have a random. It'll probably play one of my favorites. Write a few notes. Have my glass of water, and I might actually have a herbal tea as well. And that is our practice complete. Do take, about 5 to 10 minutes to write some stuff down. You can, this is recorded, so you will be receiving the recording, and you can, play it and listen to it as many times as you like. And remember that the energy of the new moon is not just on the day of the new moon, it's actually in the days before and the days after. So this energy and the energy of this solar eclipse will be with us for the next few days. So it's, it's a really helpful practice to do this more than once. I wouldn't recommend the conscious connected breathwork more than once a day. Really, once a week is ideal. But the physiological sigh, definitely that's a practice that you could bring into your everyday and do it as soon as you start to feel the anxiety coming in. 2 inhales through the nose and a big sigh out. And, if you can do it for up to 5 minutes, that's great. If you can do it just once, that's going to really, really benefit you. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget you can check out all of my work at the ordinarypeopleacademy.com, and you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all at the Ordinary People Academy. So it would be lovely to hear from you, and feel free to email Victoria at ordinarypeopleacademy.com as well if you want to share how your practice was. I always love to get emails from you. So thank you very much for joining in this breathwork for ordinary people practice. Thank you.